Everyone told me driving in Morocco would be stressful. So I rented this Kia Sportage and drove it through Marrakech, motorways, busy streets, rough roads, and 35-degree heat. And honestly, after hiring the same car twice, I think this might be one of the safest choices for traveling around Morocco. This is my honest review of the Kia Sportage as a rental car in Morocco from a British Muslim perspective. The first thing I'll say is that the hiring process was very straightforward. I did have a big advantage because my wife is Moroccan, so she handled most of the communication with the hire company. But the prices and contract details were transparent, yet the best part was having unlimited mileage, which is exactly what you want if you're planning to drive between cities. And in all, everything felt pretty organized. Documents, paperwork, and the rental agreement were all straightforward. So from that side of things, I didn't feel like there were any surprises. Inside, the Sportage is simple but practical. It doesn't feel like a luxury car, but for a hire car, it had basically everything I needed. Apple CarPlay was probably one of the most useful features, especially in Morocco. Having Google Maps on the screen made driving much easier, particularly when going through unfamiliar streets, finding hotels, or getting out of busy areas like Marrakech. The AC was also essential. Morocco in the summer heat is not a joke, and when it's 35 degrees plus, good air conditioning is not a luxury, it's survival. You also get the usual charging points at the front, and there are USB-C ports for passengers too, which is actually really useful on longer journeys. Between phones, maps, cameras, and power banks, you end up needing more charging points than you think. The gearbox was easy to use, and the car was very simple to drive. The steering felt light enough for city driving, but still confident enough on the motorway. I kept the car in eco mode most of the time, mainly to save fuel, and for normal driving, it felt completely fine. In the back, passengers get air vents and a small storage area, which makes a big difference on longer journeys. Rear space was decent too. It's not huge, but it's comfortable enough for most people. For context, I am around 5'9", so not especially tall, but there was plenty of room behind the seat. Practicality is where this car really makes sense. The boot is a good size. We managed two 23-kilogram suitcases, a cabin bag, and two backpacks, so for airport runs or traveling between cities, it worked really well. On the road, the biggest thing I liked was the driving position. You sit high, so visibility is excellent, and that gives you a lot more confidence. The rearview mirror was clear, and overall visibility was one of the car's strongest points. My only small complaint is that the car is quite wide, so checking the side mirrors takes a little bit more effort. The steering wheel controls were simple enough, and once you're used to the layout, then everything is easy to reach. On the motorway, the Sportage was comfortable, stable, and surprisingly economical. Diesel was around 13 to 15 dirhams per litre, so roughly £1.08 to £1.24, and the car really does sip fuel on longer drives. Another thing I liked about Morocco is that at fuel stations, staff usually fill the car for you, so you don't even have to get out, which is very welcome when it's extremely hot outside. The suspension felt medium firm, which actually suited Moroccan roads quite well. It handled normal bumps, rougher surfaces, and city roads confidently, but I was still careful with potholes because with a rental car, you don't want to test its limits too much. I also looked online before making this video, and some people have mentioned things like hesitation with gear changes, rattles, electrical issues, and even windscreen problems. Yet in my week of driving, I didn't experience any of that. The only driving issue I noticed was with cruise control. If the car was doing 100 kilometers per hour and I then set it to 110 kilometers per hour, it would accelerate quite hard at low revs. I could hear the car making a strained, whiny noise. Once it reached the speed, it settled down, but it was a little unsettling. So would I recommend renting a Kia Sportage in Morocco? Honestly, yes. It's comfortable, practical, economical, easy to drive, and confident enough for Moroccan roads. It's not perfect. The car did have a strong smell of cigarette on the first day, and the size takes some getting used to, but overall, I'd hire it again. And actually, I already did. Here on screen, you can see the website of the company I hired the car from. I recommend them highly, and prices are very decent considering that the cars they have on offer aren't your usual simple hatchback. If you enjoyed watching this video, let me know in the comments. You can also let us know what side of Morocco you would like to see more of. Thanks and have a great day.